So we're limited on time today, Lindsay. We appreciate you breaking this here. So can you give us a boiled-down synopsis of the information in total, and then over the hour we'll go through different facets of it in more detail?
Alex, thank you for letting me be with you. I contacted Mr. X with my book, The Energy Non-Crisis, for the truth of what really happened and is happening. He was willing to tell me everything. And what he told me, I knew that the Alex Jones Show is the only place that I can get this information out to the masses quick enough before they can stop it from being given. He basically told me what happened and what is happening and what is going to happen in the Gulf of Mexico oil gusher.
Well, Lindsay, I'm almost holding my breath. I almost don't want to know, but tell us what he said.
Well, first of all, what people are going to hear on your show today is catastrophic. I beg of them to get a pencil and piece of paper and take notes and send this program to every person you know. The people of America must know the truth about the Gulf of Mexico oil gusher because the oil is not, I hope you're hearing this word, the oil is not the greatest danger. That black stuff in the water, what comes up with the oil is what is deadly. The oil itself only destroys wildlife and fish and oysters and shrimp and the pristine white beaches and the marshlands and the coral reefs. What comes out with that gusher is causing the death of humans and unborn babies. And I'm going to give the details of this today exactly as was given to me by the Mr. X of my book, The Energy Non-Crisis. And please, folks, believe me, this is so catastrophic that I have never had anything like this in my years to ever come my way.
Well, again, this is a former oil company CEO, and you've certainly got good intel from him before when fuel was at $55 a barrel. In early 2008, you talked to him, and he said it was going to go up to 150. It did do that. People laughed at you at the time.
Now, what is happening in the Gulf of Mexico? I contacted Mr. X, and he said, here's what happened. What I found out is frightening. I mean, it scares me. It appears that British Petroleum, BP, not an American oil company, it should have never been allowed to take place. Our government made a horrible mistake. They allowed British Petroleum to try to do what Russia did and drill a super deep well, not on land, but too stupid. BP was so stupid as to try drilling in the ocean, offshore, on a floating platform. Are you catching all of these words? This platform is controlled and kept in place by sophisticated GPS equipment in the Gulf of Mexico in water that's 5,000 feet deep.
Yeah, it's got big robotically controlled jets and propellers, just like cruise ships have to keep them from rocking. It has a similar system. It's firing. I think they call it an azopod system to keep it in place.
Yes. Now keep in mind, 1 mile is 5,280. They went down 5,000 feet in water, and then they began their drilling, and here's the depth they went to. This is right from BP's. Now, there are some people in BP that are so concerned for human beings and love our nation to the point that they have told me the story. I had 2 BP informants along with my Mr. X of the Energy Non-Crisis. Now, they drilled between 25 and 30,000 feet deep in 5,000-foot water. That means that they went somewhere between 30 and 30,000 feet. This is what is called a super deep well. They hit something so catastrophic and unexpected that they could not contain it.
And the news has now admitted that 3 hours before, they had executives and engineers and petroleum geologists rushing out there on helicopters because they knew something was about to happen.
That's exactly right, and it did. And it is flowing today approximately 4 million gallons a day, along with the fishers.
Now, they have been caught. First, they said it was 5,000, then 20,000, then 100,000, then 500,000. You're saying it's millions of gallons from your BP source.
That is correct. Well, now, will BP be able to stop the flow of the oil? You ready? Now, this
well, wait, that makes sense, though, the way they're keeping the media back, boy, and being suspicious. So, so you're saying this is a super mega disaster?
This is a super mega disaster of something that the United States of America has never experienced and the world has never experienced. And the pressures on this well was so extreme compared to even what Russia hit years ago in that cold.
Well, I've got to say it, you know, I mean, Lindsey Williams, it does seem like America, the whole world seems like it's cursed now. All the bad things that are happening constantly.
Well, BP has tried everything. Yeah, you're right. BP has tried everything in their power to stop this well. They've used every scientific method that they can. But the truth of the matter is, this individual said to me, he said, there's only one thing that is going to stop this. And he said it's a nuclear device. But he immediately said, but. And I said, what do you mean? He said, if we angle drill and put in a nuclear device and blow what is presently there, he said, if we get success, we'll be the heroes of the world. He said, Chaplain, I am scared, and I could hear it in his voice. He said, if we explode that nuclear device and this strata of oil, which nobody has ever drilled into one with this pressure before, he said, if we fail and we rupture that strata further than what it already is, and plumes have been reported as much as 5 and 20 miles away, and I'll read them to you in just a moment or two. He said, if we rupture that strata further with that nuclear device, he said, Chaplain, I don't even want to think about it.
Again, I don't want to hear what he's about to say next, because they are acting freaked out about this, and that sucker is a lot bigger than what they first said, and they just can't cap it. They won't cap it. Then you got the federal response, not letting the states respond to it. I'm really afraid Obama's going to get his carbon tax through this crisis. Like Rahm Emanuel said, don't let any crisis go to waste.
People also don't want oil washing on their beaches, whether it is the Gulf of Mexico, Florida, or maybe the East Coast. I'll go into that in a moment. Do you think that American public is going to say, we don't want the drilling offshore anymore? Well, here's what he says. To accept, he said, if Americans say that, you are going to be accepting $6 to $8 per gallon at the gas pump as an alternate in the near future. Folks, you are going to be paying $6 to $8 at the gas pump in the near future.
Well, Lindsey, I saw an AP article yesterday. I saw an AP article yesterday at Interrupt where all the foreign oil companies and U.S. oil companies that had their rigs out there already drilling, the headline was, oil companies pull up stakes in the Gulf, and they're all just leaving. No new exploration, even in areas in international waters. It's over, and now Obama's saying he's going to try to stop deep drilling in the United States. And this is the move to nationalize the oil companies that we're now going to see from this. And the head of the Department of Transportation 2 months ago was in the New York Times saying, we are officially anti-car, and we're going to make you use buses and trains. So this is their dream.
You will be paying $6 to $7 a gallon at the gas pump